Hi there, welcome to I Lone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Cancer energy. And for this round of 12 zodiac signs, I'm going to use the Intuit Oracle 2nd edition. And we'll get some of these cards out. We'll get some clarifiers on it to fill out the story of what might be going on in Cancer energy. Keep in mind that people can harness high vibe Cancer energy or low vibe Cancer energy. People that are in high vibe Cancer energy are people who have offset their prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy nature, their beastly nature, with love and hope and faith and belief in themselves and their dreams. They offer love and kindness and respect to other people, and if people want to reciprocate that, that's great. They can work together with them, and if people don't, they wish them peace and they move on. And people that are in shadowy Cancer energy are people who might use their emotions kind of manipulatively in a relationship because they don't want to treat other people the way they want to be treated. Maybe because they've been hurt before and so they operate more from pride and ego, or they're just kind of selfish, greedy, self-centered people, you know? So let's go see what's going on. We have the Man. And because I kind of view man as like the way people can present themselves toward the world. Male or female, it's how people present themselves in the world, just like in tarot. We have the Tree, which kind of makes me think of family tree, people's heritage, the ways of viewing the world that they grew up with, how they perceive themselves in the world because of like their family tree. And then we have the Ball and Chain. So some people, the whole thing is, I think that we're meant to come here. We're meant to evolve and grow and mature ourselves. We're not meant to just keep doing things the same old way we've always been doing them. Otherwise, we'd still be living life like they did in the year 2000. People are meant to listen to their intuition. People are supposed to trust their creativity and their imagination and their intuition to believe in themselves and their dreams so that we can keep evolving and bringing new things into the world, like, cars and light bulbs and indoor plumbing, airplanes and heart surgery. So someone's own past history could be holding them back. And their family, thinking they have to do everything the way everybody's always done it. Like, who could be bold and brave and authentic and be open and honest? And, my family doesn't do that. We all present an illusion and a facade to the world. So we have the Ball and Chain, the Key, and the Bridge. And the key and the bridge would be that, there is a key. The key lies within us. We appreciate and value ourselves and respect ourselves, to trust our intuition, what our soul is calling us to do. We can bridge the past with the present. It's not to disparage the past, condemn the past. Everything happens as stepping stones. But some people are like, oh no, the stepping stones just go this way. And they never, grow and learn and expand themselves. The reason for the reading is the Raccoon, problem solver, curious, questions, adaptive, entrepreneur, mischievous, scavenger, clever, and the Nine of Wands, which can be positive or negatively. We could have people who are scavengers. They're defensive. They don't want to be open and honest and loving in relationships because they're defensive. They've been hurt before. And so therefore, if they've never went within to learn lessons, they're enslaved to repeating the same old patterns of the past. People who have dug and to gain insight and wisdom, those people have learned to have good boundaries against the other people in the world who don't have good boundaries against their more beastly, shadowy nature. They're fearful, insecure, prideful, envious, jealousy, lazy, petty, revengeful nature. And the high vibe people have gone within to gain insight and wisdom about the people who are defensive, that lack boundaries within themselves, to discipline their more beastly nature with love and kindness and honesty and compassion, and to act with character and integrity in the world. And the high vibe people have learned to have boundaries against those people. So, the difference between different people in the world is there's some people in the world who present themselves as people who put hard work and effort in the world, like they're grounded and stable and practical in their Capricorn energy, but they might actually more operate from pride and ego. Because Capricorn energy is all about, in general, it's, I want to put in the hard work and effort to build a legacy in life. And we all tap into that Capricorn energy. It's just, are we high vibe or low vibe? Is it more about, I want to build a legacy in life? I want to have money and image and status and materialism, because they're operating from pride and ego? The high vibe people want to build a legacy in life. And high vibe Capricorn energy is about freeing yourself from your prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy nature, because you're aligned with love and truth and honesty, and you're loving and you're warm and you're giving. So we have the tree, grounded, lineage, past lives, evolving connection to source. There's some people who are really stressed because they really want to look like a boss in the 3D world, in their Aries energy. They really want to look victorious and successful in the world, like they're moving forward. The Chariot card is about looking victorious, or being victorious in your life. But some people are really stressed about looking like they're the boss, like they're victorious, and it's not based on a foundation of love. So what they do is, instead of being a true leader in the world in their Aries energy, someone who makes decisions that are best for all aspects of themselves and anyone else who's affected by the decision, they're all about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, and it's all about them looking like the winner, like they're the victorious one. High vibe Chariot energy is Cancer energy, about love and home and family and self-love. And this person doesn't make decisions in their life based on love. You high vibe people do. If any of you right now are in a relationship with someone, working together with someone, and you're starting to realize that your underlying foundation in this relationship, yours was love and hope and faith and belief, and you're starting to see maybe that the other person is more a little bit about pride and ego and image and status, and them maybe being the center of attention, and everybody's supposed to orient around them instead of them putting the work or the friendship group or the family group as the center of attention. They're a little bit more self-focused. Well, you're kind of probably stressed that this person is kind of bossy and controlling and maybe immature. They're kind of stressed because they do see probably how strong you are. That you're very, you're not making decisions in your life out of fear and insecurity and being prideful and egotistical. You make yours out of love. And they know that if this relationship's going to keep moving forward, there has to be balance in a relationship. And if you're grounded, practical, mature, not driven by fear and pride and ego, that this person, being in more shadowy energy, won't be able to emotionally manipulate you to keep indulging them in the way that they like to be indulged in a relationship. And that they would have to step up their game. And some of them don't want to do that. So then we have the ball and chain. They could probably think that, well, you're probably both kind of thinking, if they're prideful, egotistical, kind of bossy and controlling, yeah, you feel weighed down in this relationship. And they also feel like this isn't the right relationship for them because, they like people who are maybe that they can control, the people that are more insecure, people are a little more fearful, people who want to be in a relationship with them because of pride or ego or image, because, if you were making decisions in your life based on those things, you'd stay in a relationship with them. But if you want a relationship based on love, you might not stay in a relationship with them. So you're both feeling this maybe isn't the relationship for you. But high vibe people, they're loyal, they're committed, they're dedicated, they put a lot of work and effort into their relationships. You know, you're probably, because you might have either a happy work group, family with this person, in your Aquarius energy of the Seven of Swords, you're really trying to see things from a higher perspective. High vibe people have hope and faith and belief in healing, and they try to give relationships everything they can because they want this to move forward victoriously. That's also the difference between high vibe people and low vibe people. High vibe people take the creative, inspired action in Six of Wands Leo energy. They aren't operating from just pride and ego and defensiveness and unwilling to humble themselves. They're people who are willing to take creative, inspired action to try to keep moving the relationship forward. But the other person who you might be working with, or just other people in the world, how they're handling relationships. I mean, hopefully you guys are all in loving with other loving people and you have a lot of high vibe people probably in your friend group, work group, and family group that are all doing high vibe. There could be just one person in your friend, family, work group that isn't, or these are just different people in the world in your life. Everybody's doing the high vibe path. But I'm going to talk about this person in low vibe as if they're in your life. Part of it is just your shadow nature trying to stop you from moving forward. So keep that in mind too. Some people have a lot of mental conflict about believing in themselves, believing in their dreams, believing in love, wanting to be emotionally vulnerable, believing that they can give birth to a new life, believing that their dreams will come into reality, maybe even if they keep working with the loving people in their life and they think, I don't know if this is going to bring me the things that I want in life. We all have the things that we want in life, right? That is, kind of more of our beastly nature. We all have our wants and greeds and selfishness. But if we want to work together with other people, we temper that so that we can move forward with people kind of balancing out our more selfish, greedy, I want it all my way, I want all my needs met, blah, 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 with working together with other people and compromising. There could be someone who wants to live life the way they've lived it. It's all about image and status and how they present themselves to the world. And so long as the world views them as being victorious and successful, that's good for them. Then they don't have to do the work it takes to overcome their mental conflict. They don't have to deal with is the truth, because in the Seven of Swords, people are either in denial of the truth, they don't want to see the truth, they don't know the truth, one or the other. The truth is that instead of doing the inner work to overcome our fears, our insecurities, our selfish, greedy nature, our more indulgent nature, if we're not willing to do the work within to overcome that nature within ourselves, we think that we can have our dreams come into reality without us working through those issues within ourselves. I can just go find someone to indulge me. I can turn to drugs or alcohol or gambling. I can go get the quick fix. I'll feel better. I'll focus on money and materialism. I'm sure that'll make me happy. And they never want to deal with their own inner conflict that they have about this dualistic nature we have within ourselves. We want love. We want to be in, ever since we've been small children, we like to be in relationships with people who are loving and kind and supportive and giving and encouraging. Are we going to be those things in return? Or are we going to be kind of selfish and greedy and think, I think I can kind of be deceptive and manipulative to get the scales to tip in my favor where I don't have to be that way, and I think that other people might indulge me anyway because they don't want to make themselves emotionally vulnerable. They get hurt doing that. So they kind of like to act more from their emotionally defensive, prideful, egotistical. For some of them, for other people, they're more oriented to the world about money and materialism and selfishness and greed. And they're all about focusing in Capricorn energy, working from a worldly foundation and operating in the Leo sun from pride and ego. So if they were in a relationship with you and they saw that you're someone who sees things from a higher perspective and high vibe Aquarius energy, you see that there's a higher purpose to life. Life isn't about just making my worth and value about what I wear, what I drive. That's not fulfilling to you. Life's about being the creative, inspired, person that you are and not being enslaved by those things of the world, living free. But this person is very enslaved by the world. Their whole sense of worth and value is about how people, at least in their mind, how they think people perceive them. It's very important what they wear and what they drive and how much money they have. They haven't learned the truth about their worth and value, and so they keep making their worth and value about the world or indulging themselves in things of the world, thinking that'll make them happy in their prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, indulgent nature. So some of you were in relationships with people, maybe in your family, who were working with you in a relationship, but when either they just tried to manipulate and deceive you so you would keep staying in the relationship the way they want to be. You're like the loving person, they're like the bossy, controlling person. And then they want it to move forward where they can stay immature and kind of deceptive and manipulative, in denial of the truth that they're supposed to treat you the way they would like to be treated. No, they're the boss. They're the prideful. Everybody's supposed to orient around them. They do these tactics to be deceptive and manipulative because you keep putting in work and effort to make the relationship work, and they're like, that's great, that's perfect, you keep doing that, and let's stay right here. And eventually you're like, I see that you're kind of like sabotaging this relationship. Basically, if you're not open and honest and loving and doing your part to create a little heaven on earth, you're kind of creating a little hell on earth, and I don't want that in my life. And you high vibe people kept working through the mental conflict you had about working with this person to rise above, maybe any competitive energy, petty energy that they tried to kick up within you. Because if they can basically keep you in shadowy energy and shadowy emotions and thoughts of fear, insecurity, pettiness, competitiveness, jealousy, envy, whatever, prideful, if they can keep keeping you in those energies, they can keep staying in a relationship with you because you keep not rising above it. But you did rise above it, and you saw the key. Solution, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity, breakout, liberty, unlock. You knew that the key to you being proud of yourself and having the life that you want, we can't control other people, and we shouldn't try to control other people. All we can try to do is inspire other people and live a life we can be proud of. So you, in your Libra Taurus energy, you put in the hard work and effort to be balanced within yourself and to be creative and inspired to keep moving forward and taking action out of love and self-love and offering love. If people want to reciprocate and work with this, fine. If they don't, I wish you peace. But I'm continuing to move forward in a way that I feel proud of myself. And I am going to keep moving forward to move my life forward. I don't want to keep being stuck, repeating patterns of the past over and over, feeling enslaved, feeling oppressed, feeling confined, feeling limited in fear and insecurity and pride and ego. So the bridge, communication, integrate, collaborate, harmony, compromise, overcoming barriers. You keep moving forward, believing that your dreams are going to come into reality. Maybe for some of you with a Libra, who might have betrayed and backstabbed you, or just believing that your dreams are going to come into reality and you're going to get the justice you deserved. It's kind of like, whatever country or state is next to you, to the north, say. If you every day were to keep investing time, energy, and effort to walking to the north, eventually you're going to end up in that new location. There's no other possible way for that not to come true. And you want the justice you deserve in your life. You want to be with other people in the world who are just and fair, open, loving, kind. And so you're offering that to people in the world, and it's kind of like fishing maybe, right? Dropping in your hook with your bait, not like you're trying to bait people, but you're putting out into the world to see who wants to reciprocate that. And that eventually you're going to find people in the world who want to reciprocate that. There is a lot of people that are fearful, insecure, selfish, greedy, petty, jealous, revengeful, whatever, ugly, unkind, unloving. You can offer it to a lot of people in the world, and a lot of people turn their back on you, snarky, whatever. It's like, that's okay. That says something about them and where they're at. And for some reason, they're not aligned with being able to give and receive love right now. So it is what it is. You don't take it personally. You keep moving forward, and you know that justice will be served because we reap what we sow. The people who are deceptive, manipulative, bossy, controlling, they're probably going to get in relationships with people who either are just like that themselves, or people who have fears or insecurities. They're not investing basically in people who are loving and giving and whatever. Or if they are, they're presenting an illusion, and eventually the loving people are going to realize that this person is being deceptive and manipulative, and the loving people are going to move on, and this person is going to keep having relationships end on them over and over and over. And if they get in relationships with people just like themselves, they're going to be in relationships with other people who create illusion, who are manipulative, who are passive aggressive, who are selfish and greedy. And what kind of life is that? The only guarantee of possibly getting the life you deserve is to be one of the loving people in the world who are open and honest and put in work and effort to make relationships work. And when you see that the other people aren't putting in the same openness and honesty and love and commitment that you are, you wish them peace and you move on. And maybe also you could be crossing a bridge. As you go, you're going to give birth to a new life emotionally. You could be offering love to the people who think their dreams are going to come into reality by backstabbing and betraying people, and they think it's just and fair for them to do that because they're defensive and guarded. It's like, you know what? Only love heals. So you're wishing them peace. It's like, yeah, you've got some lessons to learn. You're probably going to get backstabbed and betrayed, and it's going to be a really painful experience because you've already learned that lesson in your life. You've maybe previously in your life run your life off into the ditch somehow, where you were either thought drugs or booze or whatever was the answer, or you were dependent and wondering why other people didn't love you and trying to make other people love you, and that was the solution. But you found out the answer, that the answer comes from within. Just like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you had the answer within you all the time. The answer lies within ourself. Learning to love and value and appreciate and respect ourselves, to treat ourselves in a kind, supportive, loving manner every day. We shouldn't be one of the people belittling and berating ourselves every day. We got the whole world that might want to do that. You know, we're supposed to love and respect ourselves and treat ourselves with kindness and compassion, and get in touch with our emotions and listen to our gut and respect our sixth sense. You know, we can all kind of tell, maybe most of us, you know, if someone's staring at you from across the room when you have no idea, or when somebody has their shiny smiley face in front of you and you're like, oh my God, I can just tell you're wicked. you know we have to learn to trust our gut. We were given that for a reason. And the people, I think, that are in shadowy energy, I think their whole navigation system's wrong, and what their intuition is telling them to do, well, I guess it's to try to teach them a lesson. So you could be wishing love to someone you might have thought your dream was going to come into reality with. Maybe a Libra, maybe somebody who backstabbed and betrayed you. You're wishing them peace as you move forward, but you are ending your relationship of thinking your dream would come into reality with someone who you had perceived as being someone in their Libra energy who is just and fair and balanced, because you found out they live completely more from their mind and their heart, that they are defensive and guarded and deceptive and manipulative. And they think it's probably just and fair for them to do that because they're defensive to being open and honest and loving, or they're just prideful, egotistical, selfish, and greedy, whatever the case might be. So for the people in shadowy energy, they decided that instead of, we've all got free will. Anytime you're in a relationship of any sort, at work, friendship group, family group, we all have the free will choice. Am I going to choose love and the Empress energy and the Pisces energy? Again, Empress energy is Libra Taurus energy. It's about putting in hard work and effort to maintain my own balance, to be creative and inspired and loving, so that I can keep giving birth to new things in my life. Creatively, inspirationally, lovingly. When you're in those kind of energies, you're balanced within yourself, you're hardworking, you're committed, you're listening to your intuition, you're like a spiritual leader in the world, you're loving, you're firing on all cylinders all the time. You have the capability to give birth to new things all the time in your life. And other people think the key to life is being the pampered person in a relationship, or being surrounded by luxury in life. And that's what they emotionally invest in. Either their own selfish, greedy nature, and those people think that's the answer to get to the other side. That's how they move forward in life. It's not love. It's not being just and fair and balanced and loving and listening to your intuition. No, it's about trying to get in relationships with people who will pamper you and indulge you, male or female. People who will make you the center of attention, where you can be like the bossy, controlling one, or getting in relationships based on money and materialism so that you look like you're the boss and you're moving forward really successfully. That's how they view the key to life. It isn't about love. The people who deceive themselves about the truth are people who deceive the people who offer them love in their life, and the people who they could have really had their dreams come into reality. They could have had the abundant, creative, inspired, loving, life that they deserve to have if they believed in that. It's kind of like their divine inheritance to be in relationships with people who are loving, creative, inspired, intuitive, but they have to be that type of person too. And they backstab and betray that aspect within themselves. They reject that aspect within themselves because instead of choosing love, they have chosen to be more. Maybe they don't think there is any higher purpose to life. Maybe they don't believe in any higher purpose to being in this world other than being a human being who puts in work and effort to look like a shining star in the sky. Maybe they just don't believe there's any other higher purpose. It's not about love. It's not about acting with character and integrity. Apparently, these people have a lot of mental conflict about being loving and vulnerable. So they think it will make them happy to operate from pride and ego and emotional defensiveness. And those people could have someone in their past who they are heading towards who is communicating with them, who does want to be in a relationship with them, because it will look like they're the winner or they're victorious or they're the successful one. And this person is maybe going to go work with that person, maybe a Capricorn, to have a new beginning with them because it does align with how they view life. And that's fine. Different strokes for different folks. You high vibe people are offering your love to the future. You do not want to repeat patterns of the past. It's kind of like people who, I don't know, it's like they've got a job once or had a friendship dynamic group. It's kind of like being 18 or whatever age, and you just keep living your life exactly like that. And you never grow and mature yourself and change. You high vibe people have no interest. You've learned lessons from this life experience and you have no interest in repeating that type of relationship dynamic again or job experience again or friendship experience again. Whatever. If you're in a relationship with someone who is kind of prideful, egotistical, bossy, controlling, immature, manipulative, and deceptive, no, you're not interested. So you are going to offer love to the future. And if some of you have someone in your friend group, work group, family, or possibility of relationship, you are going to make offers to other people in the world who are bold, creative, inspired in their areas energy, who are just and fair and balanced in their Libra energy, who have let go of their past in order to start fresh and new. And people who have learned to have good boundaries against their more mischievous, selfish, greedy, shadowy energy. Because these people in your past are not people who did have good boundaries against that nature within themselves, and it ends up running their life off into the ditch. Let's go see what lessons, the people that are in shadowy energy, what lessons are these people going to learn as they repeat this pattern of the past? Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Six of Wands, because of the Leo Strength card. Because of their pride and ego, they make offers to people who are also in two minds about the truth and aren't sure within themselves what will bring victory to their life. If they are someone who has fears and insecurities that they are unwilling to take creative inspired action about, to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams. Because high vibe Leo energy, the Six of Wands and the Strength card is Leo energy. People who've decided, I deserve to have my dreams come into reality. I deserve to be in loving, kind, respectful, just and fair relationships. And I'm not going to invest my time, energy, and effort into people who aren't that way. Those people have tempered their fears, their insecurities, their prideful, egotistical nature to rise above their competitive nature in the 3D world, their prideful, egotistical nature in the 3D world, to rise above all of it. They've learned lessons in life. They're listening to their intuition and they're trusting and believing in themselves. And this person, for one, they could learn a lesson that someone who is communicating with them, which can be their own Aries nature that is kind of prideful and egotistical, their wants, their needs are less, their greed, is deceiving them. You know, because we've all got our shadow nature that kind of whispers in our ear. And for others, you know, other people outside of them are communicating with them saying, come align with us, come do the drugs, the alcohol, make your life a facade, present an illusion that we're happy, it'll look really successful to the world. Don't you want to look victorious in the world? Don't you want to operate from pride and ego and indulgence? Come get in a relationship with me. This person could be deceiving themselves about the truth of these people who want them to align with them. The people who could be making them an offer could be making them an offer because of their own prideful, egotistical, competitive nature, and it's not on love. And this person could be making them an offer because they know that this person is maybe kind of prideful and egotistical themselves, and they're tempted by those things. People can't tempt us to go do things in the world that we don't align with. And the people in their life know that this person is tempted by pride and ego and image and status. And what this person doesn't know, they're deceiving themselves, maybe thinking that this person is going to work together with them and be loving and warm and cooperative. This person could end up being kind of just like they were in a relationship. Bossy, controlling, fearful, insecure. And this person, the lesson they need to learn is that they need to temper their fears, their insecurities, their pride and ego, and learn some lessons in life so that they're no longer in confusion about what is true victory in your life. You're either going to have victory in the world, getting in relationships and aligning with people because of your addictions to pride, ego, money, addicted to your fear, your insecurity, and you're going to feel enslaved the rest of your life. Or you learn to free yourself from it and get over yourself and get over your past pain and heartbreak and let it go to go live the life of your dreams. And then you're truly free. And this person hasn't learned that lesson yet. They're still kind of enslaved by the world or their own prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy nature. So there you go, Cancer energy. I wish you all peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.